That's right.
Welcome to the Kobe Bryant Film Room, and I wanted to have a discussion with you guys about the legendary triangle offense implemented by the legendary Tex winners and also adapted by the legendary Phil Jackson and used for the 90s Bulls, right, on their legendary run in the 90s. It was later implemented, as you guys know, for the Los Angeles Lakers, my Los Angeles Lakers, in the 2000s. And this is a proven system that has been known to win multiple championships, 11 to be exact, right, in the NBA. So I wanted to break down this episode in detail just so you guys can see the nuances of the game, because a lot of people miss certain things about the triangle that's not talked about by the mainstream media in today's current climate. And I like to do this because I want to educate or re-educate people on this very topic. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Hi there, and welcome to Detail, the 1998 Chicago Bulls. I'm Hannah Storm. The NBA changed forever with the rise of the Bulls in the 1990s. Michael Jordan would take flight and become arguably the greatest to ever step on the court. But it was his coach, Phil Jackson, who combined Zen philosophy with a then little-known motion offense that would help redefine the way the game was played. After winning 5 titles from 1991 to 1997 under Jackson, the Bulls were on a mission in 1998, knowing it was their last time together, their second chance at a three-peat, with an opportunity to become one of the greatest dynasties in professional sports. In this segment, Jackson explains the offense that is synonymous with his coaching career, the triangle, as he takes us back to Game 3 of the 1998 NBA Finals between the Chicago Bulls and the Utah Jazz.
Okay, Game 3, Chicago Bulls versus Jazz. Phil Jackson, the legendary coach of this system, is going to walk us down and break down the footage for us. So, also, I want to shout out to Ball Fake for producing this content. I'm also reacting to this upload from his channel. So shout out to him. Go subscribe if you haven't subscribed to that channel. But we're going to go through what the legendary Phil Jackson has to say. So, you know, it's not just coming from me, right? It's coming from the coach of this great offense. So let's go.
One of the things about the triangle offense is that it's very efficient against teams that want to double team or want to rotate, because everybody's in motion and it's keeping players honest because they have to play somebody.
Okay, so the first thing he talks about is how it keeps players in motion, right? Not just the star players, but the role players. It keeps everybody involved, right? Most people, when they see the triangle, they think about Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan isolating in the triangle, but they don't think about how the other pieces are moving around.
There you have a triangle set up with just a basic 2-pass to the inside to the post player. There.
See how Luke Longley's being used in this. A good passing big is what you need in this system to make it work, and a big with a high IQ. Also, players with high IQs just in general, you know, help run the triangle to its maximum capabilities.
There's an immediate reaction by the Jazz to come and double team Michael. Michael steps in the backdoor step and has a real easy shot and misses it. The triangle's very much a post-oriented offense. It's a power game. Both these two teams are power teams. And at that time in the NBA, power basketball was the game of the day. Here's a basic corner cut by Pippen. The center opposite, Jordan comes to the post. And we're just going to work against Hornacek and see how it goes. Very slow start in this game.
But see, that's a good shot. Even though he missed it, that's a pretty good shot. That's one-on-one basketball right there, right? And you see the triangle set up between Tony Kukoc and Scottie Pippen.
Against Hornacek and see how it goes. Very slow start in this game. This is what we call a guard quickie of a high post situation, an automatic. We want to see how they're going to deal with the screen roll. And they set Michael to the baseline. And came to double team with Ostertag.
Good finish by Mike too, by the way.
Triple or pinch post. I'll run that back again for you. This is a very effective part of the offense after the triangle's organized. It's what we call a two pass to the top of the circle. And Kukoc makes this pass.
And check out how they handle the handoff.
But Grell's a little bit out of position, but he comes to the pinch post and Pitt is able to come off him for an easy jump shot. This is a sequence that's been called probably after a timeout or perhaps after a free throw. It's called the guard quickie, and Jordan comes off this high post, and you can see that Stockton's ready for this. They've scouted it. He's ready for it. He jams a play up, which leaves Steve Kerr wide open for a shot here. The secondary action off of this, of course, is screen roll. Tony Kukoc down here has cleared the side so that Pippen's open on a lob. He can get it at the basket. This is a sequence of actions that we used.
There we go. This is an 81-point game right here. So it wasn't just random offenses. This was all by design.
He scored 80-some points against Toronto.
That's a tough shot.
Later. Very patient. Corner cut. Longley's a real good passer. One of the reasons why we gave up.
And see, that's the thing right there. Like I told you guys earlier, you need good passing bigs. You see how good of a pass that was to Michael Jordan off the cut.
Stacey King to Minnesota for Luke Longley. Big body, could guard a Shaq. Or hold it.
So listen, you get a little bit of basketball history right here too. And he's saying how they traded Stacey King, right, for Luke Longley.
Longley's a real good passer. One of the reasons why we gave up Stacey King to Minnesota for Luke Longley. Big body, could guard a Shaq. Or hold him up, at least. Maybe not guard him, but hold him up. Starting to get a little bit of a feel, I think, where offense is stagnant from the beginning.
Mike going to work.
Again, running a guard quickie with a screen roll off of it. Dennis Rodman will set the screen. Michael gets right to the place he wants to get.
Right downhill to the middle.
One of the things about the triangle offense,
that little free throw line jumper's his shot too. That's his bread and butter right there.
Insist that 2 and maybe 3 guys had to rebound on every shot. That was the balance. 2 guards back. The shooter had an option to go and get his own shot, and 2 people were designated to offensive rebound, which gave us a real good opportunity to get second shots. And second shots are the highest percentages you can have in basketball outside of steals, fast breaks, runouts that come from steals, block shots.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have a play going on here. It's a side out of bounds sequence. It's fifth side. And we're making a real simple thing. And Pippen's just coming down. And just middle penetration. When teams get overloaded and their defense becomes difficult to handle, we like this middle penetration and fan the guard away. And Harp seems to be the guy that's on the fan. he has an open opportunity.
Good pass by Scotty, right? So they tried to close off their penetration. You see how Scotty had the court vision to catch Harp.
Like this middle penetration and fan the guard away. And Harp seems to be the guy that's on the fan. He has an open opportunity. One of the issues with the triangle is that it's always about balance. Our guards are caught inside, and Harper's at the basket, and it leaves a wide open Tony naked at the other end of the court.
And that's cash money, right? Tony Kukoc is a good three-point shooter.
Tony's actually a pretty good three-point shooter, but he's really barely got down to the rim, and of course...
That was a good shot, though. Good offense, even though it didn't go down.
Pretty consistent going to high post right now. Seem to be able to get some middle penetration on that. It's an automatic in the triangle offense.
Good shot.
Dennis, because Dennis is not being played. Obviously, he doesn't want to shoot the ball. Can shoot the ball okay, but doesn't want to shoot the ball. So we're using screen roll with Dennis a lot. Here, Michael just takes it to where he wants to go. And when things get really difficult and we have to start using dribble penetration, it's one of the sequences that we use well.
Winning 6 titles in 8 seasons is
Teardrop right
hard
there.
to fathom, but that is exactly what Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls accomplished from 1991 to 1998. Now, before their second three-peat and Jordan's return to basketball, the Bulls knew they had to have defense and rebounding, and so they added a former nemesis from the Detroit Pistons, Dennis Rodman. He joined the roster in 1995. Rodman led the league in rebounding for 7 consecutive seasons during the Bulls'
That's an
championship
amazing
stretch.
7 consecutive seasons leading the league in rebounding is some monstrous type shit. Like, I don't think people understand, like, what type of dedication and hustle and grind you got to have and willpower in order to do that 7 consecutive years. That's insane, bro. But Dennis Rodman, highly impactful for the Bulls' success in that second run.
And in this segment, he explains the method to his defensive madness and how his impact on the court helped propel the 98 Bulls to their 6th title.
The Chicago Bulls for the last 3 years, we've been such a great defensive team, and it's amazing the fact that we are pretty much, as you look at us right now, we're pretty much 6'7" to 6'8" around the board here. That's pretty much the average height for us on our team.
Yeah.
But look at here, you got Dennis Rodman, that's me, guarding the 7'6" guy called Sean Braddock in the post right now. And that's a 6'6" guy that's a foot shorter than him, trying to defend someone that's pretty much obviously a lot taller and probably a lot more skilled as far as offensive player. But if you can see me right now, I'm trying to force him to keep him out of the paint.
And see how he gets low, too. Dennis gets low.
And it's very difficult to keep anyone at 7'6" out of the paint. Don't give a damn, you weigh 190 pounds. It's very hard to keep someone out of the paint that you that tall. So basically, I'm trying to use my leverage and my defensive skill in my mind to provoke him to make a bad shot. Sean Bennett's not one of the type of guys that's a very offensive-minded guy. He don't really have to.
And when he catches it right there, like that deep, that's trouble. Cause like he's that man's what 7'6". If he turns around and just shoots a hook shot, that's a wrap.
To be a powerful individual that can score 20 points a game. So basically, I'm just relying on the fact that he can shoot a bad shot or a hook shot. As you can see right here, Ron Harper's bringing the ball down. Now, I'm going to form a triangle on top. I'm going to fill in the top of the wing over here on the left-hand side. And look at Michael Jordan. He falls right behind me to go in that low post.
You see how everybody's in motion, everybody's involved in the offense in one way, shape, or form. Nobody's really out of the loop. There's multiple sets out of this shit. So that if the defense adjusts, they can run a counter play to it.
Right there. And basically, it
There
doesn't
goes the
matter
triangle.
who's playing position. Everyone has an option to touch this ball here. And basically, Ron will throw it to me. Michael will set the triangle. All of a sudden now, the guy that's guarding Michael decided he wants to come out and try to guard me, even though I don't shoot a three-pointer, I don't shoot at all.
That's a bad
At
decision.
the top of the key. Now, look at Burrell on the weak side here. He's over here going to form the high pick and roll for Tony Kukoc. But now, as you can see, I get the ball, and now see Michael Jordan has a left because the defender on Michael Jordan decides to play on top of him, and Michael said, of course, he's going straight to the basket. So all of a sudden now, that was an easy play for me. Just dump the ball in, and here we go.
Yeah, that's bad
Very
defense.
easy. Very easy. 3-point play. All right, as you can see right here, Tony Kukoc is guarding Dennis Scott here. All of a sudden, the double team comes from Ron Harper. We know that Dennis Scott loves to shoot the ball. But all of a sudden, we all attack the basket as he shoots the ball. Guess who gets the rebound? I do, of course. And then I get
Clean
the
up,
rebound.
man. He looks, look at his eyes. He's looking straight up the court right here, yo. Michael Jordan's leading up the court. He's ready to launch that shit.
Thing I always do when I get the rebound, take a dribble and just throw it out like pass. And I'm one of the few people in the world that actually can do something like this. Get a rebound and throw an outlet pass. I mean, dead on spot on outlet pass. And I think I'm one of the greatest players to ever do this. But
So this is Dennis Rodman's superpower that nobody talks about. His ability to throw the ball up the court and off of a miss or in transition, and it helped lead to a lot of easy baskets, you know, of him just being able to be a good passer. And that's an undervalued trait of Dennis Rodman that nobody talks about, nobody brings up. Usually when you hear people talk about him, they bring up the rebounding, right? And they bring up the defense, but they don't bring up his ability as a passer.
it's remarkable the fact that we trust each other so well, and we're all great passers. So if you look at this play here, Dennis Scott comes to the basket. Tony Kukoc tries to guard him. He shoots a short shot. I come to the middle. It's short. I get it. Dribble
Take
out.
one dribble,
Throw it
pass.
pass to Michael Jordan. And all of a sudden, that old God doing his thing again. Now we're forming a triangle. These are totally different players besides me as a starting lineup. You got Randy Brown, you got Steve Kerr, Jud Bushler, and Bill Wennington. So
Now look at this. No star on the court in sight other than Dennis. Really, these are just role players. But look how there's offense for all of them, right? So many opportunities for everybody on the court to eat. And this is how you win championships, because it's a team game at the end of the day, right? This is why what Kobe was talking about. Kobe was the master of running the triangle, by the way. And Kobe was talking about accidental basketball. And what he means is, right, and I was trying to explain this to Tyson on BJ's platform, the Pull Up Podcast. Y'all go subscribe to BJ's Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Subscribe to his channel, right? What I was trying to explain to him was, even though Kyrie and LeBron, they were isoing, right? It was different from what we run, because we run things for the role players as well. Even though Kobe gets plenty of isolations, and as you can see, Mike gets plenty of isolations, in the triangle, there's still options for the role players. So the problem with a lot of modern day basketball is there's just mainly everybody stagnant, just standing around on the perimeter. And watch this.
these guys should know the triangle, right? As you're going to see, they actually do know the triangle. Now you're going to see one thing. I come up the top. I'm waiting for Steve Kerr to go to baseline. Now I'm waiting for Bill Wennington or Jud Bushler to fill it at the post. So you don't see Jud Bushler comes over. Now I throw it back to Randy Brown. Bill Wennington comes up to deliver the ball. We don't have anything there.
Nothing there.
Now you're going to see Randy Brown
Swing,
throw the ball back
give
to
it back
Steve
to
Kerr.
the
Now
side,
Steve Kerr's
run the
gonna go
triangle
triangle
again.
See the triangle right there? Now look what Randy Brown does. He comes back up to the key to fill in that void right there.
Yep.
Now, here we go. You're going to see me get the ball in the post. You're going to see Jud Bushler cut hard the baseline. You're going to see Steve Kerr. As I said, everyone on this team knows this triangle very well. He's going to cut to the basket and pick Bill Wennington's man. And Bill Wennington will get an open, nice shot at the top of the free throw line right here. But
That's a good quality offense. Even though he missed the shot, the point is he got an open shot. That's efficient.
obviously, you're going to see he missed. So all of a sudden, you're going to see Jud Bushler, look at him. He didn't give up. Now all of a sudden, now forming the triangle again. I'm in the post. Steve Kerr's on the left-hand wing. Now, Bill Whittington is in the corner. Now, he'll pass the ball into me. And watch what happens after this. Look here. Boom, bam. Bill Whittington gets the ball at the corner of the free throw line. And now here's the end results.
Comes right back around.
There you
Go right back to him, right? And this time he sinks it. So this is great offense for role players, right? Look how the defense still has to be aware of everybody on the court and what threat they pose, right? Not the greatest players, right? But you don't need to be the greatest player. You just have to be great in your role or star in your role.
The triangle. Basically, you said all the guys trying to form a triangle. You got Tony Kukoc right here to his left. You got Bill Whittington's cutting through the basket to try to form a triangle. Now, right beside him, you got Steve Kerr. Steve will go all the way through to the corner to form a triangle on this side, right hand side. Bill Whittington's right here at the post as usual. Now, Michael is going to go and set a screen for Steve Kerr. This is what the triangle is all about. This is about everyone touching the basketball. Now, as you can see, Michael likes to shoot the ball all the time, but you know what? There's one thing that people always talk about Michael. Michael has sacrificed a lot to win. As you can see here, Michael's.
That's right. You hear that? Mike sacrificed a lot to win. He sacrificed his individual statistics and his individual numbers. This is the difference between championship ball and loser ball, right? Sacrificing your individual numbers in order to help your role players succeed, and they help you in turn for you to succeed.
Going down and set screen on Steve Kerr's man. And Steve Kerr's going to come up, and Steve Kerr is probably one of the top stop and shoot guys in the league.
Cash money.
So as you can see here, Michael Jordan goes down, picks his man, Steve Kerr pop.
He tried to go under. He should have went over. Mistake. Cash.
So here we go. Steve Kerr brings the ball up, gives to Michael Jordan. Obviously, he's going out to the corner. All of a sudden, I come down as a traitor and get to the post. All of a sudden, you see a triangle. Michael comes down, goes to the screen of Steve Kerr. All of a sudden, pick up a rail. He pops to the corner of the free throw line to set up another triangle on the other side. There's no option where we are. So it's Tony Kukoc looks to his right, pass the ball to Burrell.
Yep.
They're going to try to do a pick and roll right here. Burrell sets another pick and roll. All of a sudden, look what happens after this. On the weak side, there's no triangle. But as you're going to see, as I hit play here, watch how the triangle forms again in the same scenario. Look at this. Boom, backdoor cut.
Backdoor cut. Michael Jordan does his
backdoor
thing.
Cut. Then all of a sudden now you see me doing what I do best. Chip in, rebound.
Good shit.
This is a different form of a triangle. If you can see the triangle right here, we form it at the top now, the triangle. All of a sudden you see Burrell come up.
And that's one thing people don't talk about, forming the triangle at the top too.
Get the ball. So now Tony Kukoc was to go down from here to go down to the block here. And Michael Jordan was to come off here to the top, or you cut through the baseline. So as you're going to see, as it forms out to be, when it goes through, Tony Kukoc fills a wing. Michael comes over. And takes a jump shot. That's another thing about the triangle. It don't have to be low, it could be high, it could be mid, anywhere on the floor. Once we do the triangle, it works to perfection, as you can see. The backers are trying to get into some form of offense. Now all of a sudden, now you see me trying to guard the 7'6" guy again, Sean Bradley.
Hey, see, Dennis is muscling his ass too. He pushed him all the way out the paint. Let's go back. Check out how you muscled him.
Trying to get into some form of offense. Now all of a sudden, now you see me
push his big ass all the way out the paint. It kept him further away from the basket. Because if he catches it from where he was at, that's an easy bucket. Good defense by Dennis.
Or the 7'6" guy again, Sean Bradley, the 6'6" Dennis Rodman, and they're trying to get in some form of offense. Now they see there's a mismatch between me and Sean Bradley because I'm on a foot shorter than he is. So all of a sudden, Sean Bradley will try to post me up in the middle. Obviously, he's not asserting his will to want to score. So basically, I said, okay, great. I'll put an elbow in your back.
Strong ass nigga, man. Dennis is strong as hell.
Do one thing, since you're not strong enough to push me back and dunk on me.
And it's such a luxury to have a guy out there who can hold his own like Dennis, bro. How many people can hold their own on Sean Bradley by themselves with no help?
as a 7'6" guy, I'm gonna show you what one of the best defensive players in the world can do to you. So basically, I'm in a great position to go up to the high post instead of low
He
post.
pushing his
That's
ass
my
all the
advantage.
way up.
Right here, he don't have the lower body strength to push me. You can see right there, AC Green, all those guys in business. I mean, damn, that's what you doing. That's not fair, right? Game. We're still moving on. So I'm laughing at it.
Rip screen at the parking lot, pinch post.
Y'all see that? Have y'all learned anything from that last segment? It shows Dennis's individual brilliance as a defender on that last one, and it also shows his value to the offense, right, of the triangle being used. So
Those are the terms used
let's continue.
by NBA coaches when they're describing the intricacies of moving without the ball on the court. It seems fitting that you're about to hear those terms from Steve Kerr. Before winning 3 titles as head coach of the Golden State Warriors, Kerr won 3 titles as a player, a key member of the backcourt for the Chicago Bulls during their second three-peat. In this segment, Kerr provides an in-depth look at offensive rotations, individual matchups, and in typical Steve Kerr fashion, he also has commentary on his look back in the day, as he breaks down Game 2 of the 1998 NBA Finals between the Chicago Bulls and the Utah Jazz.
So we're watching Game 2 of the NBA Finals 1998. Utah won the first game in overtime without making a three-point shot, which tells you a little bit more about the era of basketball back then.
Very physical, grinded out games, man. Grueling matchups. Pretty much will and desire takes over, and that's what leads these teams to win. You know, who wants it more, who executes more down the stretch, some games you had to engage in psychological warfare in order to pull out a win. This was a great era of basketball, man.
Now, this is a staple.
Beautiful era of basketball.
Michael Jordan's career, particularly later on in his career, as he got on in years, he became more of a low post threat. And in this series, Michael had a significant size advantage over Jeff Hornacek on the block. And so you see, we set up and decide we're just going to go right into the post. And on the post feed, Tony Kukoc is going to clear the lane, try to take his man, Greg Foster, through the lane.
Yep.
And that's all that Michael needed to make that one dribble turnaround move.
One-on-one basketball. Let's get it. You can't stop me.
Hornacek really challenges it well.
That's actually pretty good defense. It's just the fadeaway, dog.
Able to shoot over the top of both Hornacek and
Cash,
Foster.
it's Mike.
Kind of a signature move for him in that series. So anytime Utah got into a little bit of trouble, they needed a hoop.
Good entry pass.
This is one of their signature plays. Both Hornacek and Stockton were terrific screens. And Jerry Sloan ran this play for years. And either Stockton or Hornacek could handle the ball. Either one of them would set the screen. Basically, it's called a rip screen. So Hornacek comes right up the lane. Karl Malone starts at the top of the key. Hornacek sets this hard screen on Longley. As Jordan defends Malone to give Longley the chance to get back, Hornacek pops out, catches a clean pass from Stockton, and
quickly throws it high.
This is what made him so difficult to guard. It's any sliver of daylight, and he was so strong.
He's got positioning,
He could hold even
great
a guy like
positioning
Longley
on.
at 7 feet, 260 pounds.
Good
And
pass.
hold him off and score. Great execution. It's typical Utah Jazz, Jerry Sloan basketball. Incredible execution. So here we're going to see the same rip screen action we saw earlier with Hornacek setting the back screen. Dennis Rodman has come into the game, and his ability to guard Malone,
And he takes that away.
is a big part of our defense in that series. And you see he runs Malone off of that same cut that he had scored on just a couple minutes before. And it was Dennis's speed and strength that allowed him to...
Right? You replace Longley with one of the greatest defenders to ever live. That option is no longer there. The value of having a guy like Dennis Rodman on your team.
Get in front and around Malone, force him back out onto the perimeter. And as Hornacek sees that, he takes the ball to the rim. Pippen comes over to help and forces a difficult shot. but we can't contain the rebound. Utah retains possession. This is classic high-low basketball. Michael Jordan setting up shot down on the block. And as soon as he's fronted by the defender here, Luke Longley recognizes that front. And from the weak side, Longley flashes to the foul line. You see Greg Oates
Swing it.
basically protecting the basket against Jordan. Kukoc finds the opening, and ideally, Ostertag probably
another
should have
entry
just
pass.
stayed in Jordan's lap and forced Longley to shoot the jumper. But as he recovers, Longley with a perfect pass.
Good pass.
Jordan seals Anderson, which was not easy to do, and really good coordination between Longley.
So that's why it's harder to guard Jordan out of these sets, because it's like, yeah, you did a good job denying him the entry pass, but then they just swung it to another person who made the entry pass. It's beautiful basketball. I love this shit.
Jordan for the easy layup. Good offense. About time I got a shot off. It's like you got one shot every 10 minutes of playing time in these games, unless you're an all-star. Those are some horrible sideburns, by the way.
He got the Elvis shit.
This is a really executed play here from the Bulls. You watch the throw ahead to Kukoc. And watch Jordan come off kind of a stagger screen from Kukoc and Rodman.
Good screen by Dennis.
Tied up.
Good screen.
Malone doesn't get out quickly enough to help.
Good pass by Scotty.
And Michael gets a
Easy shot.
15-footer. That was a much-needed basket in a game that we were really struggling to score. So this is a classic example of the triangle offense. You see the triangle here formed with Jordan in the corner, Kukoc on the block, Pippen with the ball.
Yep.
When you hear the term triangle, that's what it's referring to. It's those three players forming a triangle. And anytime the ball is moved in the triangle, we have different patterns that we would run based on where the ball would go. So in this case, it goes to the top, to Ron Harper. Dennis Rodman knows he automatically comes to the pinch post. There's a series of actions on the weak side. And when Pippen frees up, ball starts to move again. Pippen sees the isolation.
There you
There's
go.
Jordan. And after the dust settles, the defense is scattered. You end up with that same low post move from Jordan over Hornacek, which was a move that he made against everybody later in his career. But that was a classic example of how the Bulls could get Jordan the ball on the block. On this possession, you see we got pretty good spacing on the perimeter as the ball goes into Jordan. Pippen makes
one-on-one basketball right there.
Key, and as he cuts through the lane, Michael goes into his move. Isley decides to double. He leaves Scott Burrell wide open, and Burrell knocks down the three.
Good pass.
It's more like modern NBA basketball in the 1990s. But that kind of spacing opened up the floor and gave Jordan more room to work. Big shot from Scott Burrell.
The Chicago Bulls playoff run to the 1998 NBA Finals tipped off against New Jersey. They swept the Nets. Then in the semis, his Airness and company quickly dismantled the Charlotte Hornets, 4-1. But the Eastern Conference Finals were an entirely different story. Mark Jackson and the Indiana Pacers played the Bulls to a 3-3 tie, with the Bulls hosting Game 7. The Pacers had a chance to knock the Bulls from their perch and advance to the NBA Finals. And in this segment, former Pacer and ESPN NBA analyst Mark Jackson breaks down that critical Game 7 of the
Mark Jackson's one of my favorite commentators of all time, man. This dude's exciting. So let's see what Mark has to say about this, man. Brilliant basketball mind, by the way. Mark's an underrated point guard for that era, man. People don't talk about Mark Jackson as a player, right? The dude was nice.
1998 Eastern Conference Finals between the Bulls and the Pacers.
Here we are, 1998 Eastern Conference Finals. Chicago Bulls against my Indiana Pacers. We're in Chicago. It's Game 7. It's do or die. This is a try.
Oh, before we get to the rest of this footage, man, this series right here, people were on their heels, right? Or people were out of their seats, rather, right? And we didn't know back in the day who was gonna win this series. This was a tight ass series right here. This was a good ass series. If y'all get a chance, watch this full series, bro. The Bulls could have very well lost this one.
It was set for the Chicago Bulls. It's all a setup. All this motion, all this movement is simply to get a clear side for Tony Kukoc. We're not aware of it. We think that Michael Jordan historically in this situation comes off of Luke Longley's screen, shuffle cuts into the post, and instead he comes back to the weak side, giving Tony Kukoc a one-on-one opportunity against Dale Davis. Normally Dale Davis believes that somebody's sitting on that block ready to help him. But because of the remix version of the Chicago Bulls offense in this situation, they're ready for this.
Yep.
They give Tony Kukoc an opportunity to play one-on-one early.
Downhill. There it is.
Basket and the foul. Right here, we're in the horns action. Two bigs
Good
at the
defense
foul line
by Scott.
extended, trying to get Rick Smith an opportunity to make a play. I'm coming off the screen and roll. Luke Longley, who's defending Rick Smith, is sitting in the paint area. My job is to force him to help. He refuses to help. He's staying in center field. Scottie Pippen is fighting over the screen. Right now, neither one of them really have a player. My job is to make a play. The right play for me is to deliver the basketball to a knockdown, jump shooting big man in Rick Smith. Timely, on-point pass.
Good pass.
Look at what Scottie and Luke Longley does. Both guys run to Rick Smith, an outstanding jump shooting big man. And Rick Smith makes the proper read, turns down a good shot for a better one.
Yep.
Nobody's on Jackson in the corner. And we know the
Pass.
results there.
There it is.
That's beautiful basketball, setting the tone early for Game 7. Again, the Bulls offensively, they want to get Tony Kukoc involved. They give him a post look.
Ooh.
This is the basketball. Look at the ability of Michael Jordan to craft
Mike came in that
offense.
bitch, didn't he? Let's go back.
Again, the Bulls
Mike
offense-
came in that bitch soaring, bro. That's passion right there. He wants to win this game, bro. This is a championship play right here.
They want to get Tony Kukoc involved. They give him a post look. This is the basketball. Look
Give me
at the
that
ability
shit.
of Michael Jordan to crash the offensive boards. He understands you don't win Game 7 without doing the little things.
Right.
Pursues the basketball, wants it more than anybody else on the floor.
Yep.
Gets after it, gets it, and gets the easy deuce afterwards. That's championship effort. Now the Bulls want to give Michael Jordan a look. This all fake movement to get Michael Jordan a post touch. Gets the basketball on the post.
Good
And
shit.
we love this.
That's a
Right away,
mismatch right
we don't
there.
want him to take over this game. Rick Smith comes over, double teams him, forces him to ad-lib offensively and try to create his own offense and make a play.
But see, this is brilliant by Mike. He goes around the bigs, like I told you. Same thing what Kobe would do. In the sense, when you get double teamed by a slow-footed big, you can just go around their ass. Look at this.
We don't want him to take over this game. Rick Smith comes over, double teams him, forces him to ad-lib offensively and try to create his own offense and make a play. But a good job by Rick Smith ignoring Luke Longley, number 13 in the paint area, and not allowing Michael Jordan to play one-on-one. That's a tough shot.
That's a really
meaningful
tough shot.
for the great ones, but it's one that you have to be willing to sacrifice and give up in order to put yourself in position to win. And Rick Smith's multiple effort
That's a difficult shot.
plays.
But see, Mike was slick. He tried to use Rick Smith as like a kind of like a screener on Reggie Miller there.
He helps, forces Jordan into a tough one, and that's not the end of your responsibility. The last line of your defense is securing the basketball.
Get that
Gets
board.
back into the picture.
That's right.
And comes up with the rebound. Look at what the Bulls do here. Constant pressure. Scottie Pippen, an incredible all-time great defender. Commitment on the defensive end. He's in the
Work.
backcourt. We're not even into our set yet. He's extending the pressure, fighting over screens, keeping constant pressure on me bringing the ball up the floor.
Turner is
And that
defending.
becomes contagious.
Has to pick up. He has to give up the ball.
A mistake you shouldn't make as young point guards, and now I'm in trouble. Again, look at the pressure that they're putting on us.
Tremendous pressure.
forces the turnover.
So he just blew up their whole play. And that's the mark of a great defender. He turned Mark Jackson, made him pick up the ball, and then made him give him the ball. But he just blew up their whole offense. They weren't ever able to run anything productive. And they threw it away. Bulls going the opposite direction.
Scottie Pippen all over the place. Now it's 2-on-1 basketball. Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen against me as a defender. My job is to force him to give up the basketball and try to get somebody else back into the picture. Jordan, unselfish, rewards Scottie Pippen for a stellar defense and great energy. And then picking up full court forces another turnover. This is suicide when it comes to winning a game 7.
Now, offensively, the 98 Bulls were nearly unstoppable. Phil Jackson's triangle offense was designed so that every player could touch the ball, making other teams pay if they left someone open or tried to double team Michael Jordan. But there was one player on the Bulls who in 8 games that season played 30 minutes without scoring a single point. Dennis Rodman. Of course, his impact was never about that part of the stat sheet. One of the most prolific rebounders ever in the NBA, Dennis Rodman breaks down his role within the triangle offense on this segment of Detail.
So as you can see, the ball is thrown in to Ron Harper. And Ron Harper is looking at Michael Jordan because he's the first option, he's God. And his second option is me in the low post. So obviously I'm wide open. All of a sudden, I think the guy on the wing is over playing Michael. So basically, they gave me an opportunity to focus on Michael because he can make a sharp cut to the basket. We have a very easy option because it's the greatest player in the world. And you got a guy over playing the corner pass. So basically, that was an easy play for me to sit there and bounce past the ball. Check it out. See how easy that was? This is a different play, but the same scenario and the same ending.
Good pass. Yo, y'all see these pinpoint passes Dennis is throwing, these bounce passes, man? And people don't talk about this guy as a passer, right? Out the post. Look at this.
Easy that was. This is a different play, but the same scenario.
That's clean.
The same ending.
Right there. Whew.
Now, Tony Kukoc is coming down with the ball and filling in the wing, and Michael Jordan's going to the corner as usual. And now you can probably see Burrell go over to the post. I'm coming behind as the trail guy. So basically, my option now is to do one thing. Is go to the weak side wing to fill in the other part of the triangle. Yep. As you see on the side of Michael and Tony Kukoc and Burrell, they got the triangle already formed. But so now the option is gone with Michael in the corner. Now Tony looks up to Ron Harper, and all of a sudden now, we got to form a new triangle because that side of the triangle did not work.
Yeah.
This is when Ron Harper comes up, the top of the key here. We have another triangle now. So basically, I come on top, get the ball, and still looking for the backdoor cut coming off the post with Burrell. So basically, if that doesn't work, I give it to Ron Harper, and he comes up the screen for me, and all of a sudden, it's a 2-man game with him and Michael Jordan at the post down there.
Look how many options.
You can see, the triangle works to perfection.
Like infinite options out of that shit, bro.
As it always does. Okay, obviously.
Shot clock winding down.
Right, it's pretty much broken down because
Mike with the bailout.
It's not broken down, but as you're going to see as the play progresses, Ron Harper forms a triangle. He looks in Tony Kukoc, and you see Burrell that's right there in the corner. He's wide open, but he figured that Tony Kukoc has a better option because his guy ain't defending him. So basically, Ron Harper throws the ball into Tony Kukoc. Tony Kukoc is going to sit there and try to see if he can maneuver and get an easy basket from his defender. But as you can see, he gives up on the play. So now we're supposed to form another triangle. As you're going to see, Michael's going to sit there as
the ultimate bailout.
Where his option go up, shoot a jump shot, and all of a sudden you're going to see, who, Dennis Rodman getting the rebound. And Sean Bradley, 76, and all of a sudden you get a 3-pointer right there.
Whew, good pass.
That's basically what the triangle is all about. Even when the play was broken down, we still
fell asleep.
Triangle. And all of a sudden, got a good shot, 3-pointer. Now, as you can see, Michael's bringing the ball up right now. And look at the Mavericks defenders. They're pretty much set right now. Sean Bradley, he's falling behind me. But, of course, me, I don't want to shoot the ball. Basically, I just want to go down and rebound the ball and, be the bad guy and try to do little things and make things work. Now, you're going to look at Burrell trying to form a triangle. You're going to see Tony Kukoc going to try to come over and form a triangle. I'm trying to go down, but we send Michael backing down like he always does and trying to get the best leverage to try to score a basket because he's here a weaker defender over him. So now we all sitting there just trying to wonder what he's going to do to position ourselves to rebound. And you're going to see Sean Bradley try to come on. And once Michael see that, he's going to try to get a windmill dunk. He always does. You got on Patrick Ewing. Now you can see it again. Look at it. He got Pack on all of a sudden. He got that whip, that elbow.
Mouse in the house.
Elbow. And next thing you know, again.
Yeah, he kind of hooked him a little bit.
Look at it. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That was Michael's favorite patent move right there. Put that elbow on you and dunk on you every time. Remember what I said about the triangle?
Yes.
You don't have to set it down low or cut it, anything like that. You can actually set the triangle up high.
Up high, too.
As you see right here, one Harper's going to bring the ball down. I'm coming up to set the high triangle.
And you see how his defender fell asleep because they thought Mike was just going to casually catch that shit. Mike went backdoor quick. Dennis with the nice read, backdoor. Hey.
Right now, knowing the fact that I see Michael Jordan man's playing on the high side of the ball.
It's chemistry right here.
I know what Mike's going to do here. He's going to cut backdoor. It's going to be an easy two, an easy layup, an easy jump shot.
It's chemistry.
As you can see here, we're on the same page, me and Ron Harper and Michael Jordan. Ron Harper's going to come down, look at me. I'm wide open. He's going to throw the ball to me. Obviously, you know what's happening right here. I'm going to look to my right. That's the first option for me, is look to my right. That's the one thing about the triangle. You have options. Look to your right, look to your left, pivot, pass it over, swing it over to the weak side.
Look at the options,
triangle,
man.
Either way, but here, it seems like a better option because you got Michael Jordan on a weaker defender here. I know Michael Jordan,
he's finna burn his ass.
He's going to sit there and fake, cut to the baseline, and shoot a jump shot here.
Hey.
Very
Cash money.
high triangle.
Phil Jackson coached 20 seasons in the NBA, and he never had a losing record. And while he coached some of the greatest players of all time, he knew, as a two-time championship player himself, that even with the great Michael Jordan on his roster, it would still take the entire team working together to consistently be at that elite championship level. Here, Jackson, who coached the Bulls to 6 championships, offers his insights into the last of those title runs and the offense of the 1998 Chicago Bulls.
That's going to be on the curl cut here, and Tony has an open space against Keith and takes advantage. One of the things about the offense is it's always your choice. Use advantage, post is free. Whoever wants the post can get to it first. It's got his name on it. Here's the rip screen I was talking about before. The 40 series Hornacek picks Carmelo. This is going to be done off and on during the course of this game. It's on the wrong side of Carmelo.
Well, that's easy. John Stockton, and see, that's John Stockton. He's a master at those interior passes like that. That was easy. And Karl Malone was a master at sealing off the defenders, so that's very hard to stop.
Top of the foul. We have post-up opportunities with Ron Harper with Stockton. You can see how hard Stockton fights.
Stockton's fighting up there.
Strong legs, able to physically be a pretty good defender even at 6'2".
Gotta fight for that position, man. But no hope, man. Oh, good defense.
Here you see another rip screen, leaving Ron Harper exposed on the wing. Stockton takes advantage of that.
For more on the 1998 Chicago.
So anyways, man, I'm going to stop it right there because they stopped right there. But I wanted you guys to get a look at that offense and see why it was so potent and why it also turned around and helped Kobe and Shaq and later on powered Kobe to win multiple championships, man. But anyways, this is the Kobe Bryant Film Room, man. Like and subscribe, hit that like button, man. You know, I put a lot of work into these videos, man, to bring you guys premium content. Shout out to the Bench crew. Go subscribe to Behind the Bench Sports Network. And I'll holla. Peace.